All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
I am ready.
All right, here goes. Welcome to Dysfunctional Adults, the comedy podcast in which we discuss weird news, pop culture, and being middle-aged dads. Yeah. We are bitter, cynical Gen Xers saddled with crippling debt and depressingly past our primes. But that's what makes this podcast so much fun.
I dance along to that intro every single time.
Can't blame you.
I kind of feel dirty after I listen to it. Dirty and a little bit hot and bothered.
Yeah,
In a
I'm
good
naked,
way,
as
though.
you can see. So I have my feelings about it as well.
I like the 70s style. Like, feel like we should have our feet on shag carpet.
Well, we got some carpet, though.
Yeah, now we got carpet.
Yeah, it's
Instead
not
of-
shag though.
Yeah.
Does anyone really offer shag anymore? Does RC Willie sell?
I doubt it.
I mean, a store that, like, Lowe's, do they sell?
I'll bet there's shag carpet at carpet outlets. Left over from the 70s.
Yeah.
It's like we should be recording this inside like a VW bus or something. with that
Or one
intro.
of the vans. One of the VW vans with like all the little lights and like the
Yeah.
bed and
Oh yeah.
Hi-fi surround sound.
hell yeah.
Stereophonic.
Now I want to know, did they give you an option to put this carpet halfway up the wall like they did back in the 70s? Because if you had that option and didn't take it, I'm going to be kind of upset.
That would have been a really good thing, especially for a sound recording studio. It would have been really awesome.
Echo. Oh, it echoes a little.
It does. I need to put
Yeah.
the curtain back up.
No, it's the carpet. You need to put the carpet up halfway up the wall.
Well, welcome. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm just excited because this is a very special episode.
I'm glad.
Each more special than the last.
I'm glad you
That's
brought
true.
that up. It is a very special episode, and we'll tell you why in just a little bit. But for starters, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah. Just excited about the podcast because we didn't podcast last week, did we?
We did not.
did
it was
not, no,
the
it was-
night before Thanksgiving, and we all
Oh, yeah. I had some plans.
we had some plans, and we had just gotten the carpet installed, so there wasn't anywhere to record anyway. So,
Oh, okay. So now I don't feel so bad.
don't feel bad.
We're still blaming you for it.
Oh, I'm still going
I
to
mean,
take the
putting
blame.
family before podcasting is
wasn't-
unacceptable.
wasn't even family.
Was it family? Yeah, it wasn't family.
It was laziness.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you guys, I can't make it. It's the day before the holiday. And I want to do nothing.
I'm already thinking of how much I'm going to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm making a plan.
I'm sweating.
I've got a diagram. It's like a football planner. The X's are me and the O's are me as well. And the middle is just where the food is.
Yes.
You're just going to tackle all of it.
I'm going to tackle my relatives and knock them over so I can get to like
Take their food.
That's right.
See, we know sports.
Yeah. So how was y'all's Thanksgiving?
It was good. Megan actually got sick over Thanksgiving, so it was kind of hard on her. And I don't think I ate as much, probably because she wasn't feeling good either. So
You didn't want to eat that much in front of her?
that, and
I would have been the opposite. It's like, hey, more for me. Take her share of the food and eat that too.
But accidentally get some on her face and wipe it off.
oh man,
Just so she gets a taste of the
Yeah,
she
just
gravy.
like-
throws it up.
Yeah.
No, I felt bad for her. Go ahead, open up your Rockstar. Oh yeah, refreshing.
That's a great sound. I love that sound. Anyway, keep going.
Just but yeah, we had carpet installed like a couple days before Thanksgiving, and the house is still in kind of a disarray. It's like moving again,
Yeah.
all over. So we went to her family's, and then we went to my mom's house, and that was pretty much it, So the next day do you guys go Black Friday shopping?
No. Does anyone now that everyone just buys everthing off Amazon anyway?
Some
no
people
one has to
do
even
it
leave
for
the
the
house.
tradition, I think.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
we went to Walmart at 10 o'clock, so that's not really Black Friday shopping, just to see if there was anything. And then I bought a desk at Office Depot that was on sale. So I'm sure our listeners are riveted to every part of my Thanksgiving story, but that's
There's some
pretty
stoners in the background. Yay, Office Depot, kick ass.
I know that I just lost my boner.
Oh.
It'll come back.
Yeah, it won't take long.
When I tell you how much I ate, it will come right back.
That's not right.
We're middle-aged man. Food
Yeah.
gives us the same feeling that pornography used to when we were 20.
Yep. Oh, man.
I get recipe books and take those into the
You're
bathroom.
like, oh, yeah. Scalloped
Martha
potatoes.
Stewart. What?
What?
Well, I ended at the wrong.
Yeah.
I should have kept going.
Betty Crocker is my go-to.
Ooh.
Yeah. I wish she was still alive.
Was Betty Crocker a person?
She was, I think.
I don't know.
Probably sexy.
It's either that or Mrs. Butterworth.
Oh.
I like to pour syrup all over my naked body.
Smear it all over. You're talking to yourself with that English maid accent that she had.
Oh, no.
And I have an apron on and nothing else. And that's what caused my first divorce.
Well, we're off to a riveting start.
Well, I love Thanksgiving. It's always been my favorite holiday. Because unless you're the one who's cooking for everyone, there's like
All
no.
the women in our lives.
I mean, we always like contribute something. We do some dish, and
Yeah,
I've
we
even
eat
cooked.
it.
I've even cooked the turkey before, but I've never had to cook like the entire thing for like an entire family. And unless you have to do that, there's really no pressure with Thanksgiving. That's why I've always liked it. I've liked it more than Christmas or Halloween or any of my other favorite holidays, just because it's like,
St. Patrick's Day.
well, yeah. It's a holiday after my own heart. You just eat till you damn near puke and do nothing else than just lay around the whole day.
I wish every day was like that.
Yeah, for some people it is. But we went over to my sister-in-law's house, and I went with like the baggiest shirt I had. I wore sweatpants. It's like, I know how much I'm going to
He
eat.
prepped. He was
I'm not
prepping.
even going to try to wear anything restricting or with buttons or zippers.
Why did you even go with
anything else.
pants? You should have just worn like a sheet or something.
Wrap a shower curtain around myself and just go there.
Why are you wearing a pointy hat with that sheet, John?
Thanksgiving tradition.
And a diaper, just
So I don't even have to leave the
just keep-
couch at all. That's what Thanksgiving's all about. Eating like 3 weeks worth of food, laying there in your own filth for the rest of the day.
I don't think that's what Thanksgiving is about.
Where did you grow up? That's always how it's been for me.
That's fantastic.
Anyway, how was your Thanksgiving, Zach?
Mine was good. So over a period of 40 years, I've cultivated a bar that people put me at. So I don't have to help with anything because, poor Zach, he's so depressed. And
The key is to like set expectations so low that even
Right.
like mediocrity feels like an achievement.
Oh, yeah. So when I managed to get to Smith's and buy, or not even Smith's, I made it to Costco and get a pumpkin pie for everyone. Like, I've gone above and beyond.
They're like, yay, Zach.
Yeah,
you
I have earned my
contributed."
dinner. Exactly. So
Look, even Zach helped out.
Yep. So take it from me, guys. It was worth this depression for 40 years. All these hospital visits and stuff. Worth it.
You bring
It's a
the
hell of
one.
a-
Worth it.
It's a hell of a grift, man.
Thanks.
You bring like one can of like cranberry sauce from the can, just dump it straight out in the cylinder, and
Yep.
there's your contribution right
Yep.
there.
And it's the jellied too. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't even get the real cranberries.
No.
Screw that.
Is it just me though, or is the jellied stuff so much better than the real cranberry stuff?
Oh, I had the real stuff for the first time this year. I've never had it before in my life, and I like it better. I love that.
like the
tart.
berries?
Yeah.
I just like the
Why are you contaminating
cylindrical.
your meat with fruit? That's what I want to know.
I don't put it in it. I eat it separately.
Oh, that's just weird.
Like you cut slices off of it.
It is good though. I
don't know why, but it's just like how you're raised, I guess.
I guess we've never.
I was
had
raised
it.
on the jelly.
I had this conversation with some people at work, and everyone agreed, like, however they had it growing up, that was the best way to do cranberry sauce, whether it was in the can or the berries, the jelly stuff.
or
Yeah.
not at all, like me.
Yeah, if you didn't have it at all, you probably won't even like it.
And you didn't even cook the turkey. You just ate it just straight
Well, turkey.
raw.
We just had lunch meat. Turkey lunch meat. My mom's
The
like,
deli
my
meat.
mom just put it on the table. There you go. Happy Thanksgiving, you little maggots. And she went back to drinking.
That's even funnier because I know your mom.
Sorry, Mom. Yeah, my mom's super generous with food, so I think that's part of why I'm obese.
Well,
You sure you haven't had enough, Jason? I'm pretty sure. No, okay, here we go. It's my third pie.
Entire pie.
She's like, you're looking a little bit thin. Mom, I'm 457 pounds.
yeah, but I think you were 461 a few weeks ago.
yeah, I was just going to say, that's thin for you.
She's like, a growing boy has to keep his strength up. Mom, I'm 42.
It's like, I shouldn't be growing, Mom. I should be losing.
I took all the strength that I had to walk here.
I'm still breathing hard. It's been 37 minutes.
Jason, you should really see a doctor about that.
Is he sweating? Yeah, he had to change places on the couch.
You're like out of breath eating or
He
something.
had to move his foot. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
no.
It is a little echoey in here. I need to put the sound curtain back up.
That's all right.
So
It sounds good, I think.
I think we sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your voices sound
Yeah.
really good.
It's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Adults. We're not dysfunctional. Not anymore.
We're way worse than that. There's not a word for it.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Well, what have you guys been doing?
Other than Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Well, I saw Ghostbusters,
You did?
and Jason did as well because
I
he was
also-
with me.
Was
Yeah.
Jason there?
He was.
I was a
I made him
ghost.
sit a few seats apart from us so people wouldn't think we were, seeing it together.
Who did you sit next to?
My wife.
Who else?
Oh wait, you were there, Zach, weren't you?
Son of a bitch.
Seriously, I
Did you really forget?
completely forgot that Zach was there. He was even sitting right next to me.
That's
He's like
hilarious.
hinting, yeah, he's looking at you, smiling, and like, wait a minute, John's not playing coy.
I remember
he
I
just
saw
damn
what
really
he
forgot.
I really actually forgot. I'm sorry.
It's because I never go
Well, yeah,
places
because
with you guys.
we've done double dates with Jason and Megan several
you turned
times.
it down on me.
Yeah, but it might still be playing.
But yeah, Zach came with us for the first time in quite a while, and I completely plumb forgot he was with us. We even ate dinner beforehand and everything.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
We still love you.
I had a good time.
Did you like?
It didn't. You didn't ruin it, so I still feel warm and loved.
We know you were there now.
I knew the whole time.
I'm sure I knew the whole time too, seeing as I was next to him. But
So anyway, yeah. What'd you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it. I thought, I guess it's not too much of a spoiler to say that the original cast has cameos in it. Is that a spoiler? Or?
Well, it's been a few weeks since it came out.
Okay, and I thought everyone
I have
knew
no
that
idea.
anyway. But that part was like kind of emotional in a good way. Like
Yeah.
I know.
it was nostalgic to see that after all this time, and
Yep.
I enjoyed that.
It made me sad simply because of what could have been.
Yeah,
And that it's gotten to the point where they're of an age where they didn't want to do a full movie and maybe can't do a full movie. I don't know. I don't know what their health is like.
Bill Murray looks pretty weathered.
pretty haggard. He always kind
He's
of
looked-
did.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
his age, he was always kind of a
Yeah, after he hit
Haggard
40, he
guy.
was 60. So
yeah.
don't kill me, Bill Murray. I really love you.
Dan Aykroyd is looking kind of
Old.
old too.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson still looks pretty good. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
does.
he looks great. Yeah, but it was emotional and it was good. I've never been a fan of the kid trope when it comes to movies. Like having kids be the star cast, but they did pretty good. They
Yeah.
did pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought they did a good job.
And Paul Rudd is always funny too.
Oh yeah.
Fresh off being named People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive.
Yep.
I guess because Steve Buscemi turned it down.
Yeah.
They couldn't find Ron
Every
Perlman.
year.
And
Yeah, Ron. The guy who needed zero makeup for that movie where he was a
Hellboy.
caveman. Or
the
Hellboy.
caveman.
The Quest for Fire.
Quest for Fire, yep.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
He didn't
no,
need...
I love Paul Rudd. He's always good.
How do
and
you
he
feel
looks
about Ron Perlman? You might want to say something nice because he can be a mean
He
son
will
of a
kill
bitch.
me.
Yeah.
But Paul Rudd looks exactly the same as he has for 25 years.
Since
so-
Clueless.
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
aged. So
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing something with goat's blood and
Him and-
children's tears.
Keanu Reeves, they're the Club
Yeah.
of Immortality.
Yeah, and weren't they battling it out for Sexiest Man Alive this year? And then it went to Paul Rudd.
I don't know who the other contenders were.
I think
I know
was one
Keanu
of
won
them.
it one back in the 90s once, but
Oh, did he?
yeah.
Speaking of
The 90s?
No. The new,
Matrix.
Keanu, the new Matrix. To me, it looks great. Cash grab or not, I think it looks awesome.
I don't know.
I'll watch it for sure.
I don't know.
You know you will, Jason.
I'll
we'll probably see it together. I'll forget Zach's with us again.
Speaking of that movie we went to that John forgot I was at, I heard you say something about a cash grab about the Matrix. I heard you say it to your wife, and I thought, aren't we in one right now?
Shut up, Zach.
I'm just saying.
Isn't a remake of any 20 or 30-year-old movie a cash grab?
Right.
Or sequel decades later?
I get it, but I don't know. Like, he died. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
In the real world, not in the Matrix. I don't understand. Like,
yeah.
I guess that's the mystery of why,
Now you have to watch it to find out how he's
It
back.
better explain it. If it doesn't explain it, if it's just one
It
of those,
will.
Well,
what I want to know,
He's
the
just
bigger
there.
mystery for me is why only Lana Wachowski, or however you say her name, why only she is doing the directing and not her and her sister.
I don't know. I was surprised about that as well. So
yeah, I can't remember her name. Lana and
they were the Wachowski brothers, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And now they're
No,
both trans.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Maybe that's the real mystery of the Matrix.
I think we said that wrong. Now they're both trans. That's not how that's said. No, I don't want to get canceled over something like that. That is not how that was meant.
Well, when you say trans, I think transformer. And so I'm like, what, they turn into like a semi now or something?
Yeah.
And I hear that noise, the
That is one of the most iconic sounds.
it really is.
For any kid who
Transformers.
grew up in the 80s anyway, yeah.
Is that what happens at the moment you realize that you are a transgender human? Like,
You hear
Probably.
that noise,
Yeah, you hear that sound.
And your junk like rearranges itself.
Yeah, and you don't know if you're a Decepticon or an Autobot. Yep.
We're gonna be canceled.
Probably.
That's okay. We're in good company with.
I already feel canceled.
I was
With
looking
John
at
forgetting that I was at the movie. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. I'm going to make him feel bad.
I was looking at our stats though. I got an email about our stats over the last year. They do this like year-end review from Anchor.
Oh, uh-huh.
And we have 20 more listeners than a lot of other podcasts. I don't know.
Wait, what?
I don't know what it means.
We have
exactly.
20 listeners, period?
No, well, we have 5 people who've listened to all of the episodes.
Well, there's 3 of us here. Who else? Your wife and Zach's mom or something?
But to
My
be
wife
fair,
doesn't listen to it.
you two listened to it
I listen to it multiple times usually.
from my shared email from my drive, though.
The first time. The second, I always do listen to it again when you post them on
Oh,
Fridays.
okay. I didn't know that.
So I've heard every episode at least twice. So
all right.
I do listen to it on our actual page, whatever.
So,
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it's us. I think it's somebody else. So anyway,
JT maybe.
maybe.
Well, Luke listens to all of them.
Okay, cool. And
That's pretty much our 5 right there.
and that guy in Germany, Klaus.
I want to know who that is. Whoever you are listening in Germany or using a VPN that says Germany, I don't care. I'm not judging. Just let us know who you are. Send us some fan mail on Facebook.
in German. We'll Google
In
Translate
German
it.
or not in German if it's a VPN.
That's true.
And you're just looking at weird porn that you don't want to get caught for. I'm not judging. Like I said, I just want to know who you are. We want to talk to you. We're really curious. There's also one in was it Liberia or another listener, some place like that. It was
This is very, very funny.
maybe it was Peru.
Listen to this podcast. It's funny.
Now that is a legitimate accent that didn't sound Scottish
At all.
at all. That was really good.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
I've not been working on it. Maybe that's the key. Is don't try
Don't
so
think
hard.
about it, yeah.
Worked in the dating arena. Stop trying hard. So
Yeah, that does work.
I know.
When I stop trying hard, that of course, or when I'm in a relationship, that's when people. The only time I get hit on on the street was when I was married.
really,
Yeah.
Oh wow. Same with John.
That's because
No,
we're hitting on him all the time.
No, he got hit on too when he was single. I just wanted to drag him down to our level. So,
Yeah, I know better.
well, that's a great way to cut to a break.
Is it time for a break?
It is time for a break.
I don't want to. We didn't get to talk about what you did all week.
I told you.
Oh.
Carpet.
No, Mrs. Buttersworth.
Oh, the syrup all over.
You did that all week. That's a lot of syrup. All right.
Actually, no. I do want to talk about something. Let's talk about AIDS.
Okay. Do you need an aid?
A hearing aid, apparently.
Oh.
No, we're talking about like helpers, right?
Like a helper monkey.
Yeah.
Like a teacher's aid type thing.
Yeah. Certainly not a disease.
AIDS can be funny now because people live.
It's been long enough.
It's treatable now.
It's
and
treatable.
Yeah.
AIDS is funny now.
Is it though?
No, it's not. It's awful.
Well, before we cut to commercial, I have been watching The Wheel of Time. So
Oh,
Hey.
yeah. Tell me about it.
Isn't the wheel of time just a clock?
Shut your damn mouth.
Oh, wow.
Don't
We
go
are all
there.
treading on thin ice with each other today.
It's our time of month.
They all synced.
Yeah.
Our time of month synced.
We're all a little
the way that
bitchy
happens.
today. So
Yeah, I mean, last episode we were talking about bleeding out of your wiener.
I'm a big fan of the books. They're really, really one of my favorites. They kind of inspired me to start writing.
They're long. Very, very long.
There are 14 installments, and they're all very long. The TV show is actually pretty good. There's a little bit of wokeism in it that I don't appreciate because I think it's kind of forced. But outside of that, it's pretty good. So we'll see where it goes. It's only on episode 4. They come out every Friday. They did launch 3 episodes in the beginning, so there are 4.
That's a nice way to do it. Do 3.
I think so. The first episode's kind of weak. It's got some great special effects. The second is where it kind of starts feeling like the Wheel of Time.
Nice.
But it's good. I'd recommend it. Net positive so far. We'll just see where they take it. I'm not one of those guys who says it has to be just like the book. I don't really care about that, but I do think there are certain things you don't change.
How close is it to the book, though? Is it?
It's fairly close. There's one really big thing they mess with that I don't like. The original author was pretty emphatic that. Oh man, I can't really get into this without kind of going to the plot. But basically, there's. I'll just leave it at this. There's some woke stuff that kind of messes with some stuff that shouldn't be changed because it's like the core of the story. But so far it just seems to be kind of an irritation. It doesn't seem to be like a problem.
Yeah.
So as long as they don't, they can pay homage to the woke gods. I don't care. As long as they don't really like pursue certain ideas, I think we're okay. So far it's good.
Cool.
I highly recommend it. Just like I highly recommended that frozen pizza I ate last night.
Ooh, what brand?
Hey.
DiGiorno?
Oh, so it's not delivery.
Oh, we should get paid for that. So,
All right.
On to commercial.
Welcome back. Son of a bitch. I thought I'd beat you to it.
Did you just hit a random button, or did you actually know what that one was going to do?
No, it was random.
Alrighty then.
I am going to edit those buttons so that they just make fart noises from now on.
Why do you think that's going to stop me?
Oh. Because the farts are going to come out in the form of your name. It's going to sound like somebody's farting your name.
That's even more awesome.
I can't win.
That is a talent. Even more impressive than the burping the alphabet thing the cool kids could do back in elementary
I
school.
don't
Well, who do you
those were
think
the
was going to
cool
be farting
kids.
it? No, they weren't the cool kids. They were the kids like Jason that you were friends with.
Those were kids like Bryce. I didn't do that.
Blice.
Bryce would actually burp the alphabet.
Blice.
Bryce.
I miss Blice. We should call him.
We should. Let's do it.
Like now?
Yeah.
All right, you guys talk about stuff.
Okay.
We haven't had him on yet. We've had like most of our other high school and junior high buddies.
This is going to be a rant.
We'll have to wait until I get a cord and everything.
Oh, it's not set up for it.
And I haven't
Sync the
synced my
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth yet.
Oh,
So
well,
sorry.
that's okay. Next time.
All right, next time.
Next time we'll prank call Bryce.
Sweet.
That'd be great.
We are just learning, like I said last episode, learning how to use our tech. So
Yeah.
and abusing it.
We are so gonna abuse that. I didn't think about all the pranking we can do.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be epic. So keep listening, Klaus.
So what are we doing next?
I think it's time for some listener mail.
Yay! All right. Who's first?
I didn't really get any this week.
You didn't get any? I got.
You mean you
one.
didn't open the email box?
Dude.
And like clickety click, it's so hard.
That's one click
Okay.
too many.
Well, here's one I got that Jason can read.
Okay.
All right.
I'll read this. Let's see. All right. So this is says, "Hi, sweeties." Oh,
Oh,
This is starting off hot.
y'all have.
oh, just wait.
Zach's already excited.
It
I can
gets
tell
hotter.
through his gym pants there. I've asked you not to wear those to recording. Could you-
Or at least wear something supportive.
something underneath.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and maybe you should go get that checked out. It looks like there's a lump there.
Why are there 5 lumps, Zach?
Is there like 2 or 3 heads on that thing, or what? What is going on?
Hi, sweeties. Y'all have mentioned in a couple of episodes that you might want to someday get a stripper on your show. Have we?
Yes, they ask like tax questions and
I think
random
that was
stuff.
a behind the scenes conversation. Wasn't
No, it was
I
on the
think you actually
podcast.
made it on there. You said
Well-
your wife advised you strongly not to do that.
Oh, right, for reputations and all that. So
Which still.
Anyway, go ahead. You can start over.
if 2 of my friends would do it behind my back, I wouldn't have any choice but to participate.
Right,
So-
right.
All right, so it says, well, I'm your gal. I may be a few years older than you're expecting. People tell me that when your son is old enough to have a fa and nom, then it's probably time to retire the pasties and G-string. But I say that if this body was good enough to entertain our soldiers returning from Germany in 1946, then it should be plenty good enough today. I'm like a fine wine and just get better with age. The cloudiness in my left eye caused by the glaucoma isn't even noticeable underneath my eye patch. I can't spin fast enough for my prosthetic leg to come off during a pole dance anymore, and the deep scars from my days as a knife fighter in the streets of Tijuana have all but healed, dagnabbit. Hellfire, even the prison tats on my face and neck are so faded at this point that you can barely tell how profane and racist they are. What have you got to lose? And if these young whippersnappers today get all hot and bothered when a lady takes off her shirt and pants, think of how randy they'll get when she takes off her wig and teeth. Let's see that. Let's see those floozies at Southern Exposure do that. So if you boys want an experienced, and it's all in all caps, performer, give me a dial. I'll be sitting here in my rocker by the good old rotary phone waiting for your call, knitting a shawl that I'll hopefully be able to shimmy out of one last time. Mabel.
Mabel, I don't want it to be one last time, baby.
I'm worried if Mabel dances, it will be the last time.
But that prosthetic leg will support her at
Oh my
least,
gosh.
Oh, Mabel.
right? Mabel sounds hot.
She really does.
The prison tats on the face, the scars from the knife fighting.
Yeah.
I love a woman who could take off her teeth and wig at the same time. That's pretty
And
hot.
she's been around so long, she's done taxes a lot.
Well, that moves us to the get Zach laid segment. No, I'm kidding.
Not yet.
No,
Not
Mabel,
yet.
Mabel's your your first contender.
Contender. I mean, I'm just going for it. There's no contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach is now replying to Mabel's email.
Yeah. Okay. There you are. There's 2 of them there if you'd like to read them both.
Sure.
Or you can read one and pass it on to Jason. It's up to you.
All right. Well, Jason already read a long one, so. Dear John and Jason and Zach, I'm David and I'm 7. I have a dog. I like your podcast because you're funny. My favorite part was when you talked about moose mating calls. Don't tell my mom I listened to you because I would be grounded, David. Nice.
David, is that it?
Yeah.
David, my friend, keep listening. Just don't tell your parents.
Yeah. Keep that a secret, boy.
Yeah. So
We don't want to get in trouble.
Do whatever you want, David, and don't tell your parents.
when I was 7, my cub master taught me about keeping secrets and how important that was. So you just you do that.
David, don't listen to Jason because those are the wrong kinds of secrets. Those are bad secrets. This is the kind of secret, though, that makes you cool with the ladies.
That's what my cub master said. Zach's still gagging.
So anyway, this one's a follow-up. Dysfunctional adults. My son David listens to your podcast, and I love how much you make him laugh. I have never listened to it, but I plan on doing so very soon when I start to work from home.
Uh-oh.
Keep up the good work and making young children laugh. I imagine your show is also fairly educational, as David has relayed some facts about history to his father and me. Great job, Karen. Wow.
Let's change our phone number and email
Karen,
address.
let's keep it at that. You are right. We are educational and family friendly. You don't need to listen to verify it. Just trust us.
Right.
Your son is in good hands listening to our family-friendly educational program.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, you guys, let's change the name of the podcast and do other things.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that was listener mail.
I think we need a sound effect. You should do it, though.
What in the hell was that?
That was the mail monkey.
That was duh.
All right.
Bye,
told me to do it.
Bye, mail monkey.
We're going to have like characters now, like a Mr. Rogers show.
David inspired me. Today's word is appendectomy. You hear that word scream?
Ugh.
I think we'll get in trouble for that. Wasn't that Pee-wee's thing?
It was Pee-wee's thing, and I think that, it was Pee-wee's thing.
Oh, there is probably a word of the day on other shows too.
Probably.
So yeah, that was listener mail. What do we got next?
Well, damn it.
Which one's the crickets button?
So I'll just speak really slowly when I do my show and tell, because I've got nothing else.
Well,
I've got.
I mean, I have stories we can tell, but
coming up, we've got a photo shoot. Our first photo
we do.
shoot. I've never done one of these before.
Yeah, we've decided to change our art
album cover,
or whatever you want to call it, album cover. Yeah,
I don't know what it's called.
Yep, to something a little more adult, a little more dysfunctionally
Pictures of Mabel.
adult. Oh no, those are for me and for me only. A gentleman does not receive nude pics from an 80-year-old, 100 and whatever year old
she's gotta be
stripper
at least 90.
and show them to his friends.
What if she showed them to us too?
Oh,
And pictures of you too that you sent to her for some reason.
that harlot.
No, that would be fun, right? We won't ruin the surprise. But
No. Our art will be beautiful, though. Very beautiful. Wait till you see John's chiseled physique, nude and bathed in sunlight and
like the statue
sweat.
of David.
Yep.
But more well endowed.
Yeah.
He's got a freaking leaf on him in cartoons.
If a leaf can cover it, he doesn't have a lot to talk about.
You need like a banana leaf with a giant.
Like a palm leaf, palm tree leaf. I mean, I'm envious of his abs, but everything else. I think I got some points on him.
Yeah,
You got him.
Michelangelo's David is. I'm grateful that he sculpted him that size. It lowers expectations.
That's what he was thinking. He's like, men in the future will thank me for this
That's the real genius.
action. Yep.
Am I the only one who thinks that? Though when you look at these old Renaissance paintings and stuff,
They have tiny wieners.
they do. I look at that, it's like bigger than that. That's like the first thing I think of.
Well, it's not okay to whip it out in the museum and compare.
Yep, I got this one beat too. Sir, we've asked you before to stop doing it. Stop flashing our paintings. Standing next to the sculptures. Yep.
John, do you remember when we were 11 and we went to the U of U Art Museum?
Yes.
And there was an entire
All the
room full
nude
of
statues.
nudes. No,
Yep.
paintings too.
Oh, paintings, yeah, and
Yeah,
statues.
that was memorable.
It was educational.
I guess.
I'll bet it's a
Hey,
good
it's the
thing that
closest-
there weren't smartphones back then, so you could take pictures. Because
I'm taking this home.
This guy's junk. It's the closest thing an 11-year-old could get to pornography.
Right. And
I've been to the library. You can get the National Geographics and
Those as well.
yeah, he can't go see Wakanda Forever because it gets his engine going.
oh yeah,
You.
oh yeah.
Because of your National Geographic fetish. What was that?
No idea. I guess it was a ghost. That was weird.
Sweet. We got a ghost.
Yeah.
Nice. You better freaking pay rent.
I think it knows that I was going to go ghost hunting tomorrow.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was weird.
Tell us a little bit.
That's not the first time I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get bumps and stuff like in my car, out and about. I think I'm just having
When
probably
you're
a
sitting next
seizure
to
of some
me.
sort and don't know it. Yep.
Some ghost is just like pressing his junk against your back and rubbing it around.
Ghost hunt this.
Honestly, if you died and realized that like you were just in the world but invisible, what is the first thing you would do? Be honest. After you see your relatives and loved ones.
So I'm a ghost basically.
Yeah, just you die.
I'm not corporeal anymore. It's not just invisible, but
It's ethereal.
ethereal.
So you can see everything in the world, but people can't see you.
Yeah.
Well, duh, I'm gonna look at boobs.
I mean, you go in the locker room and there's like hundreds of other male ghosts just hanging out there. Just, hey guys, you guys too, huh?
Why can't we see through each other? Damn it. Get out of the way, George.
Ugh, you're all sweaty. No, I don't know. Like if I was invisible and if I was a ghost, I would haunt the shit out of people that pissed me off in life.
Yeah,
Oh man,
absolutely.
If I could, you know.
That's the thing. Like, what are ghosts most capable of? Like closing doors, knocking things off of the
Rattling
table?
chains,
Yeah, but people are scared of that.
turning on like TVs and stuff.
Do you imagine how much effort that must take them? Because they only do it like once, right? Maybe
Yeah.
twice. Like in those ghost shows, it's
Yeah,
like,
but
if you're here, show us a sign, and the ghost is like, TV on.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just
I guess it
would
doesn't.
suck because
Yeah, I'd be that ghost that you would use because I don't care who you are. If you're asleep in the house and you hear footsteps going across like the attic floor,
Yeah.
that's gonna scare the piss out of you. That's what I'd use my limited energy for sure.
yeah, I would probably just wouldn't do anything. I'd just watch free movies. You know,
You would sit on someone's couch between them and they can't even feel you're there and just watch their Netflix for free.
yeah, but that's the problem is you can like all your energy for one day just to change the channel, you know, and then some corporeal bastard changes it back.
That's when you squirrel tap him. Use the last of your energy just to squirrel tap him.
You're gonna be stuck with these like Hallmark movies like all day long.
Yeah, make sure you die in the right house, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, use all your energy just for one good flick on the head of his junk, and
oh man, I'd love to see a ghost hunter show where that happens to them while they're doing
Right.
an investigation.
oh man, crap! It flicked my penis, man. Some guys like giggling in the background. Sorry, that was me, Dave.
That'd be fantastic because it's always like scratch marks or they pulled on my shirt or things like that. Like I'd stick my finger in their nose, you know, like
Their nose if they're lucky.
yeah, give them a wet ectoplasmic willy.
Really? I used to dig those shows, but they're so dumb.
They're
you know?
really bad.
Like, yeah. And I listen to a lot of ghost story podcasts. Some of them are okay, but the thing I hate the most is if you're going to tell a ghost story, it better be about a ghost
Sure.
and not like the whole story
Turn
is.
out we just had raccoons in our attic.
No, what it is they usually like they'll be like, okay, well, let me give you an idea of my house, the layout, so you understand the story. It's like, no, don't do that. Just tell me
Yeah.
the story. And then it turns out that I saw something out of the corner of my eye,
Yeah.
or I felt cold. And
Well, it is January.
it's like, well, that's the story.
You're not wearing a shirt outside.
Yeah, it's
It drives me so crazy because I'm just like, that's not a ghost story. That's you just scaring yourself.
yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry. That's my rant for this week.
Man shakes fist at
Man
cloud.
shakes fist at ghost-shaped cloud.
Yep.
All right. Well, you said you were going to go ghost hunting on the same topic.
Yeah, now that you made fun of all of it, that sounds like something I want to talk about. So I have gathered equipment over the past year and a half, and I've only done one thing, and it was at my dad's house because my dad and his wife believe they have ghosts there. And I'll admit to, the cold, the gross feelings in the house sometimes. But nothing real crazy has ever happened with me around. But I went there and
I don't discount that, by the way.
I know. I was just teasing you.
I just, when you're telling a ghost story for entertainment,
right.
let's wait till you have the part two.
Well, and all of those shows are because there's so many now.
Right.
There are so many of them are just bogus.
Yeah, but I mean, I believe in spirits, I believe in those kinds of things, and I get it,
Yeah.
I get exactly what you're saying, and so, but I just, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was just
sorry.
giving you a hard time. I was just teasing you, man. So I did that at my dad's house. I did some recordings and everything, and I didn't really get anything out of that, but my mother and I were going to go to a cemetery tomorrow. But the Salt Lake Cemetery is only open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Because they don't want people there at dark
Right.
doing that kind of stuff, probably.
Yeah, but why aren't they open Saturday?
You had a shovel and boots and all that.
When are people supposed to see their loved ones if it's during work hours only? I mean, even before work hours.
The weekend thing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's got a point. Not open on Saturday?
And then
weird.
8 to 4:30. Like,
is that maybe just the office? Like, can't you just go in anyway and see anybody anytime? I think you can.
I got on their website. It says,
don't come here after this time or you'll be shot with salt.
oh. Well, it didn't say that exactly, so maybe I can
go. If it doesn't say that, then you can go. It's in the Constitution.
I will check the Constitution I'm just double checking. It's not that I don't believe you.
And a man shall be able to go to a graveyard.
And you can dig up any grave you want, right? Like, don't they just have like a
Thomas
rack with shovels in it that you can just pick one off? And
Yeah, you can just, because there's so many. I think
here's
I
a
read
big
there's
headstone. He was probably-
125,000 graves.
wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
at the Salt Lake. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So that's where I wanted to go. But there's another one that's open in Magna till 7 p.m. But I've gathered a bunch of equipment. I just want to do some recordings and some pictures and whatever and kind of check it out.
You want to go to like the small cemeteries, like the overgrown ones, and like little teeny out of the way country towns
where there were like mining towns where people died tragically in the mines.
Yeah.
While summoning a demon.
That too, but those are hard to find.
When you're driving like cross country or something and you pass through these like little teeny towns, they always have like a cemetery that's always like
there's one in Tonopah.
In disrepair and all, those are the ones I think you'd want to bring your equipment to.
That's the one I want to go to is Tonopah, where the Clown Motel is. Do you know what I'm talking about in Vegas? Or not Vegas, in Nevada? If you just... I don't remember where you head, but there's a clown motel, and it's haunted, and it's got a little haunted cemetery there too.
Huh.
Graveyard. Huh. Yeah, graveyard sounds better. I like graveyard.
Yeah, cemetery makes it sound like the grass is all mowed and everything's all clean with flowers on the graves. A graveyard, they're all cracked and there's lightning constantly, even though it's
all the headstones are made out of wood.
Yeah.
Wood crosses.
When I was little, I got seminary and cemetery mixed up. And so when my mom was...
Seminole?
No. Oh. My mom would tell me my uncle was going to seminary. I'm like, why is he going to the graveyard every day before school starts? Because,
He's got
a
bizarre hobby.
In North Carolina, when I served my LDS mission, there were some overgrown graveyards, just like walking around the neighborhood, and there would be just out of the way graveyards.
Nice.
And they were like all, overgrown. It was pretty creepy. I have
probably
pictures.
Haunted.
Probably.
Yeah, back east they have.
There's more ghosts back east.
Well, I don't know about that, but they have much older graveyards because, of course, that's the part of the country that was settled first. Like here, the oldest graves are from like the 1850s or something.
Yeah.
But back there, like Boston and stuff, you can find graves from like the 1600s and all that.
Oh, and you've got all
Native
the
American graveyards are older.
Yeah, but where are you going to find those?
Just build a house. According to movies, that's how
I've
you
seen
find
Poltergeist.
Build a house over it. Yeah.
Yep. There's and they've got all those all the battle sites for the from the Civil War and everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of those I've seen some footage from those sites, and holy crap, are those are active.
Yeah.
Those are active sites for sure.
I believe that. I really do.
Yeah, because there's a lot of energy there. Like people were dying.
Yeah.
Fighting each other.
Brothers fighting against brothers. Fathers fighting against
ultimate
fathers.
battle.
Raccoons fighting against nannies. I don't know. I think it's time for show and tell.
All right. I think so.
We need a thing for show and tell.
You're just giving me all these extra things to do.
I know. I'm sorry.
Because we still need an outro.
Just play the intro again.
Yeah. Welcome to.
We'll just over talk it when it says welcome. Like,
yeah.
Thanks for listening.
So who wants to go first?
I can.
All right, you do that.
I think Jason wants to go first.
I think I want to go first.
Because mine's going to have some like discussion that kind of goes with it. And
All right. So this is from Board Panda, one of my favorite sites to go to for content like this. And this is the article's 50 of the most hilarious things that court reporters have ever recorded to be said in court.
Nice.
Nice.
Obviously, I'm not going to read all 50, but the article is by Giedre. Whoa, how do you say that?
Where is it at? Wow, I don't know. That's a.
It's a long name with lots of
Umlauts.
yeah.
Well, thanks, Giedre. Whatever your last name is. Okay, so here's the first one. It's a bit of a back and forth between the attorney and the witness. Attorney, doctor, before you performed the autopsy, did you check for a pulse? Witness, no. Attorney, did you check for blood pressure? Witness, no. Attorney, did you check for breathing? Witness, no. Attorney, so then it is possible that the patient was alive when you began the autopsy. Witness, no. Attorney, how can you be so sure, doctor? Witness, because his brain was sitting on my desk in a jar. Attorney, I see, but could the patient have still been alive nevertheless? Witness, yes, it is possible that he could have been alive and practicing law.
Nice.
Here's another one. It's kind of a dialogue. The lawyer says, now, sir, I'm sure you are an intelligent and honest man. Witness, thank you. If I weren't under oath, I'd return the compliment.
Nice.
Let's see. Here's another one. Attorney, now, doctor, isn't it true that when a person dies in his sleep, he doesn't know about it until the next morning? Witness, did you actually pass the bar exam? So here's another one. Attorney, can you describe the individual? Witness, he was about medium height and had a beard. Attorney, was this a male or female? Witness, unless the circus was in town, I'm going with male. Not for the modern audience. Lawyer, can you describe what the person who attacked you looked like? Witness, no, he was wearing a mask. Lawyer, what was he wearing under the mask?
Oh, jeez.
Witness, his face. A lawyer, doctor, did you say he was shot in the woods? Witness, no, I said he was shot in the lumbar. See, even I got that one wrong. So, attorney, how old is your son, the one living with you? Witness, 38 or 35, I can't remember which. Attorney, how long has he lived with you? Witness, 45 years. Here's another question from a lawyer. How far apart were the vehicles at the time of collision?
Not at all.
Wow.
Lawyer, have you lived in this town all your life? Witness, not yet.
That's fair. I'd allow that as the judge.
Lawyer, and what did he do then? Witness, he came home and next morning he was dead. Lawyer, so when he woke up the next morning he was dead. Again.
Yeah.
Attorney, what is your date of birth? Witness, July 18th. Attorney, what year? Witness, every year. That just sounds like being a smart ass.
Yeah.
Lawyer, Mr. Slatery, you went on a rather elaborate honeymoon, didn't you? Witness, I went to Europe, sir. Lawyer, and you took your new wife?
Yes.
Let's see. Let me find one good finale. Lawyer, and you check your radar unit frequently. Officer, yes, I do. Lawyer, and what was your was your radar unit functioning correctly at the time you had the plaintiff on the radar? Officer, yes, it was malfunctioning correctly. Let's see. Here's one more. Lawyer, do you drink when you're on duty? Witness, I don't drink when I'm on duty unless I come on duty drunk.
Jeez.
So
Nice.
even
don't
court,
say that.
I know, right? Well, you're under oath, you know. So
I better not say that. I don't know.
you're not under oath right now. You can lie.
I don't take it that seriously. So I'd be a good witness for whoever's willing to pay the most. That's all I'm saying. Just putting it out there into the air because I need money.
Have any of you actually had to do jury duty?
Yes. I haven't. I've been called for it like 3 times. I think the first 2 I just ignored them. Maybe we should. I don't know if we need to.
There's a
cut that or
warrant out
not,
for
but-
John's arrest.
I think we should start editing at the part where I was saying something about how I don't take it seriously,
And then just
and
jump.
then just kind of cut all
This-
that.
This is back when I was like 20 or 18 or something. And I got one like a year or two ago, and I actually did respond back. But when they asked if there's reasons why you shouldn't be a good juror, I explained why I didn't want to do it. Like, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. Taking me away from my job, away from my family, all that kind of stuff. And then they picked me anyway. But I didn't end up having to do it. I was like a backup juror, and they never ended up calling me, so I got out of it.
Nice.
Have you ever done it?
I haven't. Have you?
Yeah, I've been here's the fun part. It was a attempted murder charge,
Oh, wow.
and the person was a gangbanger for one of the local evil gangs in the area, and he was in the courtroom when they said my full name. And we all know how specific my full name is.
Yeah, it's-
or like,
it's
or
like, I'm
not
gonna
specific, but how.
I'm going to
pretty
change it to not
memorable.
guilty. Not guilty. Definitely not guilty.
Memorable name.
Now that he knows my name.
Yeah, we found him guilty. So I'm just
Waiting.
waiting.
He gets out in what, 5 to 10? And he knows your name?
Yeah, because he was young, so there will be, good behavior and all of that. So, yeah, he might remember my name, he might not, but I think that was BS that they did that.
I don't think they're supposed to.
I don't think so either, but they did it. I wasn't the only one, but everybody else had Bob Smith names,
It's like Zach Bjorgi at 1326 Pueblo Drive.
And given your exact address probably wasn't the right thing for them to do.
Phone
either.
number-
Or for him to do, he just gave it.
801-632-9213.
Thanks.
Ladies.
Oh, hey, good call.
All right. Sorry.
Nah, you're
you can
good.
beep out your last name and your address.
Are you giving me permission?
Yeah. Well, you're the producer, so.
I do what I want.
All right.
I might leave it in. I don't really care.
I think it's your turn.
Are you
Well,
going, or-
that's why you're looking at me. All right. This is from Cracked.
Cracked.
24 famous and insane historical figures.
all of them.
Ulysses S. Grant worked to sweep out slavery, protect African American citizenship, and support economic prosperity in the wake of the Civil War. The crazy is he never let anyone see him nude. Late into his 60s, Grant bragged that no one had seen him naked since he was a child, not even the nurses and aides who were assigned to help him in the war. All right.
I want to have the opposite legacy, where no one's seen me with clothing on for 40 some odd years.
Yeah, I want you to have that as well. I've been waiting for...
I want
how long have we been friends?
Oh man, 26 years.
Yep.
Zach's like, enter end game.
The long con. Charlie Chaplin was the adorable little tramp of the silent film era. In 1972, he received an honorary Academy Award for the incalculable effect he has had in making motion pictures the art form of the century. He continues to be held in high regard, and his work is often ranked among the greatest films of all time. The crazy, he used to throw custard pies at naked women. Chaplin invented the casting couch in the sickest way possible. He'd audition actresses by having them strip naked so he could mime fondle them. Then he'd... I haven't read these yet, so I was just in
So like
awe.
a pervy mime just pretending to
Yeah.
grope and touch and
Yeah. And then
Wow.
he'd pelt them with custard pies.
That dude had some weird kinks.
But now I want a custard pie because I'm hungry.
Well, if Mabel was dancing for you, you could throw pies at her.
She
I
actually
wanna-
met Charlie Chapman. That's where she got
Yeah.
her start.
Sounds
Yep.
like it.
All right. Pythagoras is revered as a great mathematician and scientist. You're probably familiar with his theorem. The crazy, he founded a religion that forbade people to eat beans. A few of the commandments of Pythagoreanism. Do not, under any circumstances, eat beans. Smooth out all bodily indents on pillows and or beds. Do not step over a crossbar. Do not sit on a quart measure. Do not walk on highways. Do not leave the pot's impression in the ashes after removing it from the fire.
I think dude just had a really bad case of OCD.
That's what I was thinking,
and he
yeah.
was trying to
Yeah.
put it on other people.
Because he didn't want to see their shit anymore. Do not stir a fire without iron. Do not let swallows nest under the roof. All right.
What was that thing about genius and insane, you know?
The line between them is thin.
Right, yeah.
Kind of like Nikola Tesla and his
Brilliant
bird
and
fetish.
Oh, that poor pigeon that he married.
Guess that brings a new light to the term pigeonholed.
Oh. If we weren't canceled before. Tycho Brahe, I'm just going to say it like that because I don't know how to say this, was a Danish astronomer in the 1500s. He's been described as the first competent mind in... Excuse me, I'm starting to get stuffy.
It's kind of warm in here.
He's been described as the first competent mind in modern astronomy to feel ardently the passion for exact empirical facts. The crazy, he kept a dwarf under his dinner table.
To like feed him dinner scraps or the...
I don't know, I'm about to find out though. The little person was named Jep. And Brahe believed Jep had psychic powers. Brahe paid Jep to dress as a jester and sit under the table during meals.
Oh, nice.
It's terrible.
That's awesome.
Stonewall Jackson was an icon of the Southern heroism and commitment during the Civil War. Historians consider him one of the most gifted tactical commanders in U.S. history. The crazy, he believed his arms were of unequal length, and he would constantly raise the longer one in the air to balance out his circulation. It was his arm that caused his death. He was shot in the left arm by friendly fire, and the arm was amputated. We don't know whether it was the arm he kept raised, but it seems likely. Jackson died just a few days later. The arm was given a full Christian burial and had its own gravestone to this day.
What?
And there's a picture of it, and it says Arm of Stonewall Jackson.
He was buried separately from his arm.
Sounds like it. So, I mean, they were perpetuating his craziness.
Yeah. That's the ultimate troll.
Oh, here we go. Nikola Tesla is now widely admired in scientific circles. He played a major part in the discovery of radio, AC electricity, computers, robotics.
This is Elon Musk's dad,
radar,
right?
ballistics, and nuclear physics. What's that?
Elon Musk's father.
Yes, true. You get the facts here, folks. The crazy Tesla was cripplingly obsessive compulsive. He was a severe germaphobe who refused to touch anything bearing the slightest hint of dirt, and he refused to touch anything round. Oh, goodbye, boobies.
That's why he didn't want to date, remember?
Yep. He didn't like pearls. Let's see. He was also obsessed with the number 3. Before entering a building, he would walk 3 times around the block. He would only stay in hotel rooms divisible by 3, and at each meal, he would use 18 napkins, 3 stacks of 6.
Genius and insane.
Ooh, this is good. Ben Franklin was really into G-MILFs.
Like Mabel?
That's what it sounds like. In all your amours, you should prefer old women to young ones, because there is no hazard of children, which irregularly produced may be attended with much inconvenience, because through more experience, they are more prudent and discreet in conducting an intrigue to prevent suspicion. And lastly, they are so grateful. Ben Franklin, 1745. He also raved that older women, when everything but the part below the girdle is covered by a basket, are the same as young ones.
That is sick. Oh my gosh.
Over here, you were drooling about Mabel, and
That wasn't me. That was him.
Oh yeah, it was me and you.
It was mostly you.
It was
Yeah, I'm gross.
all right. Jean-Jacques Rousseau is one of the most influential philosophers of all time. Rousseau was the most popular philosopher during the period of the French Revolution, and he was interred as a national hero in the Pantheon in Paris. The crazy, according to his memoirs, he loved being spanked. Why is that? Anyway,
Well, who doesn't?
I know. That's what I'm wondering. In fact, he used to pull his pants down in the road and chase women around ass first, trying to get them to spank him. Oh,
That
okay.
part, that's a little crazy.
Sir Isaac Newton is highly revered for his groundbreaking discoveries in the areas of gravity, calculus, and optics, among other scientific pursuits. It's now thought that alchemy was his true passion. Newton devoted a vast amount of time to trying to create the Philosopher's Stone, which he believed could transmute other metals into gold and grant human beings immortality. The aliens have left. They took the Philosopher's Stone with them.
I know, right?
Michelangelo is one of the most celebrated artists of all time. His work as a sculptor, painter, architect, poet, and engineer of the High Renaissance made him a beloved, respected influence on the development of Western art. He slept in his clothes and boots. He has sometimes gone so long without taking his boots off that then the skin came away like a snake's with the boots, Michelangelo's assistant says. Well, he was so busy with other pursuits, you guys. All right, I'm not going to read the rest. I'm not going to read all of them. Martin Luther was the founder of the Lutheran Church. He taught that salvation is a free gift from a loving God rather than something that must be earned. He ate a spoonful of his own shit every day. Luther said that he couldn't understand the generosity of a God who freely gave such important and useful remedies. What? That's so gross. That is so gross.
Yeah, that's not cool. He also talked to the devil all the time. Like,
oh, did he?
Like, get away from me. And yeah, he was an interesting cat. So,
well, that's it for me.
Well, we went from what looked like it was going to be a super short episode to what looks like it's going to be a really long one.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize how many I'd read.
You're good.
No. Good. Anyway, this was one I was hoping we could have some discussion about, but I looked up funny stories of petty revenge. People have sent in things they did to get back at someone who wronged them.
Nice.
You can find like hundreds of these in tons of different sources. This is from BuzzFeed, though. I thought some of these were funny. Okay, every year this neighborhood jerk would run over my friend's pumpkin and fall display at the end of his driveway. My friend decided to put a stop to it. He withdrew money from his savings account so he would have enough to buy the largest pumpkin he could find, along with several large bags of Quickcrete. Filled that puppy up and made a real pretty display. The jackass broke the axle of his shitty car when he hit that pumpkin. Couldn't even drive away. My friend had his car towed, too.
Good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Revenge is sweet.
Especially with jerks like that. Like, petty jerks, petty revenge. I love it.
Oh, yes. So I lived in an apartment with a roommate. We had neighbors who would throw wild parties pretty frequently and often during the week. One day, my roommate, who had to be awake early, had enough and decided to piss on a metal pizza pan and stick it in the freezer. After a wild party, he pulled the pan out, flipped it upside down, giving him a frozen disc of piss. And then he slid that disc under the door where it would melt on their fully carpeted entryway.
Brilliant.
Woke up to them shouting at the people who crashed at their place, "Who pissed on the floor? What the hell was wrong with them?" Wish I could say they toned down their parties, but they didn't and eventually got evicted.
That's pretty brilliant.
That is.
That is awesome.
I hope that one day I can utilize that now that I've learned it.
Let's find
But I'd do it under my own door and then be like, "Mom, why did you pee on the floor?"
And your mom's not living with you anymore. And you're like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
My husband of 28 years suddenly had new clothes and aftershave at Christmas. I asked him where they came from, and he hedged on his answer. Shortly after, I found out he was having an affair, and I told him to leave. When he was packing, I went in the bathroom, took the aftershave, peed in it, and put it back in his bag. I know it's petty, but after 30 years, my friends and I still laugh. He never found out. I hope his girlfriend enjoyed the scent.
That's fantastic.
I had a roommate in college that would blare their TV and talk loudly on speakerphone well into the night. I was young and scared to confront them about it, but after a semester, I had had enough. One time before going out, I put my speakers up against our shared wall and blasted Enya's Only Time on endless repeat. I also locked my door so they couldn't come in to turn it off. I got back around 3 a.m.
Nice.
That's awesome.
This guy in an El Camino was aggressively tailgating me in the slow lane on the highway. Traffic was light, so he could have passed easily. I'm in an SUV. I see metal debris in the road ahead of me. I know I can clear it, and dude, he wasn't so lucky.
Fantastic.
I had a boss 7 to 8 years ago whom I hated. She was the fakest and most entitled person I had ever met. One day she decided that she didn't like the smell of microwave popcorn, so she waved her magic office wand and had it banned. Fast forward a month or so, I was browsing Amazon and found one of those USB sticks that emits a smell when plugged in. The smell of buttered popcorn.
Yes.
I bought it, plugged it into the back of her computer, and she had the sweet smell of Pop Secret in her office for 6 months. She complained about it every day. It's the sweetest revenge I've ever had.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I'm looking that up as soon as we're out of here.
That's awesome.
I caught my flatmate telling lies about me to some mutual friends. I made plans to move out the next month. In the meantime, she went out of town for a week and left her car parked in its usual spot in the parking lot. I threw birdseed on it every morning and evening, so when she came home, the birds wouldn't leave her car alone.
Oh, that is so much bird poop.
Let's find a few more. Yeah, you may have to edit out some of my pauses.
What the hell?
What?
He just lovingly stroked my forearm.
Just once.
That's why I said, what the hell? Keep going.
You move your arm.
Yeah, don't touch me.
A guy at work pissed me off. So I placed a Craigslist ad with his phone number advertising 2 free goats. Hablas español. He spent the rest of the day getting calls for the goats every 15 minutes or so.
That's awesome.
Blah, 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 blah.
Don't. Now he's touching me. I didn't say it was okay.
Sorry.
Consent is key.
Yeah, sorry. You're gonna.
No, I love those signs at Comic-Con. The consent is key signs. Did you see those?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they had them posted up around. I guess, is there a problem with people touching other people, you know?
Oh, okay, now I get it. And
Because people dress all sexy and
It's like cosplay is not consent, I guess.
yeah, but I mean, whether it's male or female or cosplay or, well, I guess it's all cosplay, but you know, some of the costumes are probably delicate.
That's probably true too.
That kind of thing, but otherwise, yeah, I didn't think about.
I guess it just doesn't enter into my mind. Like I might see a girl wearing almost nothing. I'm not going to walk up and touch her. You know?
But some people just
that's true.
Don't have those boundaries.
They need a sign.
They need a sign. Yep, exactly.
okay. It says when we were younger, my wife worked at had a shady job at a local factory. The first 2 weeks she was there, she had her lunch stolen at least 5 or 6 times, even open drinks. Says I was pretty pissed. A lot of times I would grill for her or make her lunch, and she was going hungry. One night I bought a big-ass Gatorade and a box of those women's laxatives, both red in color. Couldn't tell the two were mixed, but we found out who the thief was. I moved to America to be with this guy that we'll call Richard. Richard happened to work at the same big box store as my friend Jay, and one day when I came to meet Jay from work, a coworker innocently said, "Oh, are you looking for Richard? He's staying with his girlfriend." Me, I'm his girlfriend. Now, another thing you should know about Richard is that he bought his toothbrushes wholesale and lived in the grungiest apartment ever. I cleaned every inch of that bathroom, toilet included, with each and every one of those remaining toothbrushes, documenting every step with photographs. Then I rinsed them in the toilet and put them back in the box. Then I packed my shit and left. 10 years later, when I'd calculated he was on his last brush, I sent him the pictures.
Yes.
My little brother and his girlfriend came to stay at my house for the weekend, and the girlfriend was super self-centered and obnoxious. She forgot her clothes and toiletries because she left them sprawled all over my bathroom. About a week later, she and my brother moved into an apartment together. After he paid for the moving truck deposit and utilities, she cheated on him with her ex and kicked him out of the apartment. This left him broke, homeless, and heartbroken. In the days after the breakup, she kept calling and emailing him several times per day, demanding that he ask me to ship her clothes and toiletries back to her. I mean, it's really important, she said. It's my North Face. My brother called and pleaded with me to ship them to her so she would stop having a reason to contact him. Being the loving sister I am, I gathered up the really important North Face sweatshirt, shorts, underwear, shampoo, conditioner, soap, and razor. I folded everything nicely. I then wrote a nice note apologizing for taking so long to mail them to her and let her know that I hope all is well. The note was written in permanent marker, and the paper happened to be resting on the really important North Face when I wrote it. Unfortunately, the ink bled straight through the paper and onto the shirt.
Aww.
And unfortunately, the shampoo, soap, and conditioner caps were not tightly secured on their bottles, and the contents leaked out all over the clothes, further spreading the ink.
Good.
The most unfortunate result, though, was that her razor didn't have any sort of protective cap or container and left little slashes all over the front of the really important North Face. She received the package, and my brother never heard from her again.
Nice. Wonderful.
Good sister.
Yep.
Absolutely. I hope my sister would do that for me.
Not if it's my stuff, though, right?
This is one I have personally done myself in elementary school. This one jerk in my French class always copied my tests, so I purposely wrote the wrong answers and I had changed them to the correct ones before handing everything in. I ran into him a few years after we graduated, and he said, I have to admit something. I copied off of you throughout all our third year French, but I always failed. Can you believe that? I explained that I did believe it because I always changed my answers. It felt great. Yeah, I remember doing that once in third grade when I knew a kid behind me was copying me. I deliberately filled out all the wrong answers and turned it in with no name on it. And he goes right afterwards and turns his in too. And I just got another one, fill out the right answers, put my actual name on it. And
Pretty smart.
Yeah.
I cheated one time in second grade just to see what it was like. And then I told my mom about it when I got home. She's like, why did you do that? I'm like, I don't know.
just to see what it feels like.
Wanted to live on the wrong side of the law.
That's rebellious 7-year-old Jason, you know.
Look out, ladies. I'm from the wrong side of the tracks.
Let's see, price.
Come out, West Side Story. Just
Hey, there's a movie coming out about that.
a movie about West Side Story?
Well, it's the musical movie.
Oh.
It was in the trailer reel when we saw Ghostbusters. Why don't you pay attention to an important thing, Zach?
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
How did I?
Because you were sitting by John talking to him.
I don't remember any of that, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll read one more.
I'm licking the microphone.
Let's see.
Gross.
I worked at Blockbuster circa 2003. When checking people out, there are two things you're supposed to do. Read the titles of the movies and give the due dates. And 2, tell the people to have a nice day or night after handing them their movies on the other side of the security gate. So a guy comes in with his 2 kids on a busy Friday night. He has a few children's titles and an adult flick. I ring up the videos and tell him the due dates of the kids' movies and say, the other one is due this day, trying to save him a little embarrassment. I walk over to the security gate to hand him the videos where I'm planning on telling him to have a good night. But he's still at the register. Confused, I look at him and he says, aren't you forgetting something? I think through the Blockbuster process and can't come up with anything. He has an indignant look on his face and says, you're supposed to tell me to have a good night. I'm pretty stunned that a grown man is so reliant on the well wishes of an 18-year-old, especially since I would have given him what he so desperately needed if he'd walked over to the security gate. So I say, sir, I'm so sorry. Have a great night. I hope you enjoy your copy of. I look down at his VHS tape and then look at everyone behind him in line and raise my voice. Married people, single sex. He turns bright red, and the lady behind him covers her face. Sort of feel bad for his kids getting caught in the crossfire, but there are always casualties in war.
Justified.
Yeah. So there's like tons of tons of them.
We need a part 2 on that one. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
So that raises the question, though. Have you guys ever? What's a good revenge thing you've done? Is there any that you can repeat that will not get you thrown in jail or?
Well, that just eliminated all my stories.
Jason's like, so someone cut me off in traffic once. I followed him home and slaughtered his entire family.
You know what's funny is
they're buried in my backyard right now.
I was actually thinking of saying that exact thing.
Anything you could say that you're okay admitting?
Nothing that I can think of. But
I've actually never been very vindictive.
See,
Yeah.
I haven't.
And I'm kind of sad about it.
I mentioned in, I think it was episode 16, about the neighbors I grew up with.
Yeah, you took their thing
The
and buried it.
They were horrible people in so many different ways. The skeleton, we stole the skeleton and cut it up and burned it and buried it. One other thing I remember doing to them once is, well, it was a couple times, but the neighbor kid that we really hated, he was a horrible kid. I mean, the police would come looking for him. I mean, he was like 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
And we already had cops showing up at our door looking for him because he was vandalism and theft and all this other stuff he used to do. And he used to break our stuff and steal our stuff. But anyway, he had a really nice fort, like in his yard, that his dad, he only saw like once a year or something, had built.
Oh. Now you know why he's a problem child.
They had all kinds of problems, but anyway, whenever he would piss us off, my brothers and I would go in his fort and pee on the walls and the floor. And it was wood, so it would absorb it.
Oh.
And that thing stunk. So whenever he was, being a jerk, and it's like, well, you can't come in my fort then. We're always like, yeah, it stinks like piss anyways. And I don't think he ever figured out that we did that or why his fort always stunk like piss, but
Yeah.
I was a little kid, so I can cop to that one.
So I got one from last year that I just remembered. I don't do petty things very often, but I have a brother who won't talk to me right now. So last year was an election year, and my brother is a very hardcore conservative. And so I knew his email and his physical address, and I signed him up for a bunch of Joe Biden stuff. Also Planned Parenthood, Black Lives Matter, pretty much every leftist liberal cause you can think of. I signed him up for it.
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I don't think he ever listens to this. So anyway,
Yeah, well, we're
We're
kind of
over
running late.
time,
I
but-
can read more of these revenge stories next week. There's
Okay, so-
some other good ones that I didn't get a chance to get to, but
sounds
Sweet.
good.
Well, it's been fun.
You don't have a revenge story?
I really don't. Not that I
well,
can
now
think of.
you have a whole week to think of one.
You have a whole week to do one.
That's what it's going to have to be, because I've never been vindictive either.
I haven't either since I was a kid, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll think of something.
Thanks for listening to Dysfunctional Adults. Please keep listening. Don't cancel us, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this very special episode.
Oh, yeah, we were going to tell them why it was special.
Okay, good
Okay, see you
night.
next time. Bye.